What's happening, everybody? This is Johnny Ruckus, and can I get more podcasts on my monitor? How's it going today? It is August 9th, 2020. I hope everybody's doing well. It looks kind of a gloomy day today. I got a big shit-eating grin on my face because I was trying to go live on Twitch here for the first time, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I couldn't figure out. I'm like, I think it's streaming. I'm not positive. I don't know for sure, but I got to roll anyways because I got to do the damn show, right? Well, I'm doing my intro and I'm talking, and I look up on my profiles thing on this OBS studio thing that I just started learning how to use this week, and it's on the wrong thingy. The thingy meaning it was put out on YouTube live. So I just realized as I'm speaking now, I probably have a little goofy thing on YouTube that I cut off in only a few minutes because I was not recording on Twitch, which I was intending to go live. So it probably went on YouTube. So there's an outtake, which I'm going to have to delete. So you'll probably go over that and find out exactly the point of when I realized that I was fucking up. Oh, well. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's a learning experience. I'm old. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So, got to get some Go Juice. Apparently, I needed more Go Juice. There's a lot more things to figure out what's going on this going live here. Because I'm normally only worrying about my recording. I still really don't do any edits. I do very rarely do edits unless I completely fucking botch something. Otherwise, I just let it roll. You know, my video, I just got to put the video and the audio together. But now I got to worry about the streaming. Is it working? Is it recording? I don't know. So it looks like I got a little bit of a lag on the screen here, but it is what it is. I don't know. I'm too stupid to figure it out. Actually, my computer's too slow to figure it out. I'm really asking to do a lot with this thing, and I just realized I also didn't turn off my my fan. So, super professional ass podcast. Give me 2 seconds. Hey, if you were looking up for a professional podcast, you'd go somewhere else. So it is what it is. No one really wants to sit and listen and hear and watch me yak. But you know what? Doing it anyways. I don't give a shit. Hope all is well today. I'm talking about Finch today. Their album, What It Is to Burn, came out March 2nd, 2002 on Drive-Thru Records. That's a home of like Newfound Glory, Houston Calls, Census Fails. You know, if you know music or you're into, you know, pop punk or post-hardcore, emo, whatever, you know the record label. You know, just the way it is. It's one of those things. It's like a epitaph or something like that, which is really easy for me to say. But What It Is to Burn peaked at number 99 on the Billboard 200. Sold over 400,000 copies. Not quite gold. I'm sure it'll get to gold here eventually. You know, it's gotta, right? I would definitely think it would have to here. Got my little chat stream thing up here. I don't see any chats yet, which is just fine. I appreciate everybody tuning in so far here. All the songs were recorded at Big Fish Studios in, Encinita, California. It's not Native American, so like all of the Wisconsin towns and cities. So I don't know how to say it. So hopefully there's someone from California that's going to tell me how to say it, and then I can tell them how to say Waukesha or Menominee Falls or, I don't know, Wapaka. Waupun, for instance. We'll trade we'll trade ways to talk, I guess, or some shit. What It Is to Burn was produced by Mark Trombino. He's a longtime producer, longtime musician in his own right. I believe he's a drummer, if I remember correctly. He produced like Blink-182's Dude Ranch, as well as Jimmy Eat World, Bleed American, which is definitely one of my favorite records of all time, for damn sure. That one just celebrated, I think, a 19th birthday. It's crazy. So at some point, I'll probably end up talking about that album because I don't think there's a reason for me not to. And then he also he produced a bunch of other stuff, obviously. He's got a very long career, if I remember correctly. Real quick, since this is the first time on Twitch, like I said, definitely appreciate everybody showing up here and listening and watching. This is definitely a new venture for me. I've been doing the podcast since the end of March, predominantly a music podcast. So I talk about albums. I've had one guest on here. We had a very long discussion. My buddy RJ Styles. Shout out to RJ Styles. He's the man. We were in bands together. We've known each other forever. He's my brother. So I'm going to eventually have more guests on here, whatever. And, just keep it music. I try to keep it in the music realm because this is what I know the best, the most comfortable in the music realm. It's what my brain has time for, with all the craziness and stuff going on in the world. Everybody's talking about that. There's a million podcasts that are talking about that. I don't want to hear any more about it. And I know probably most of y'all don't want to hear anything about it. So you definitely don't want it to come from my ignorant ass. I'm going to talk about music, and then you can then talk to me about my ignorant stuff in music. And I will be gladly to defend myself or talk to you. But anything else, my eyes glaze over. So I definitely appreciate it. Obviously, if you found the show on Twitch, we're at twitch.tv at The Johnny Ruckus. That's me. I'm also on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at The Johnny Ruckus. You can see it on the screen, as well as the show page. That is on Facebook and Instagram at Podcast on My Monitor. You can email me if you want more podcasts on my monitor at gmail.com. There's a bunch of different ways to get talking on the show. You can also check out the apparently there's the chat thing on the Twitch, which I'm going to pull up. Oh, failed to load. I don't know how to fix that. That's fine. Doesn't matter. That's okay. Maybe it'll come up again. Nope. Oh, well. So if you want to chat, I guess I'll see it some other time in life. A few episodes I did talk about. I actually wrote a song on the podcast, and I would love to collaborate with somebody, writing melodies and vocals for it. Be really neat, I think, and then we can record it and we can put it out. I did put it out on the SoundCloud for the podcast. That's the only thing I have on the SoundCloud right now. It's called Pod Song, and it's from more podcasts on my monitor on SoundCloud. So if you want to look at that, at least download it. It's free to download, free to stream, whatever you want to do with it. It's all good. It would be neat to collaborate with something. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully someone will collaborate on it and write some stuff on it. It'd be really rad to do that. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into the music here. New Beginnings is the first song on the record. It starts off there's some noise going on, and then all of a sudden it blasts into it. It's got like an emo post-hardcore kind of song. Excuse me. Ooh, good one. Sound to it. There we go. It's got a great chorus. Great chorus to it. An awesome bridge to it. I hope you guys have heard this album because then you'll know what I'm talking about. There's like a really neat, like 2 or 3 part harmony. I think it's a 3-part harmony on this part. It's over at the end of the bridge section. And then my favorite lyric in the song is, you took the world with you, so what's left for me? That's part of the chorus. So New Beginnings is the first song. It's a very good opener for sure. It's energetic. It's tons of energy. You get the feels right away. It's all good. Next song is called Letters to You. This has got more like of a pop punk kind of verse to it. Again, another great chorus. 2 real good songs to start this album out for sure. There's a 3-part harmony in the pre-chorus. It's a very simple song. It's very catchy. This is pretty indicative of this album as there's lots of catchy hooks to it, mostly choruses, but I mean, there's a ton of sing-along stuff, which would borrow from like the pop punk kind of influence that is all over this record. Maybe not necessarily in the music in certain spots, but how the vocals are treated, stuff like that. Simple and catchy. I guess there's a video that, I don't know, it must have been the record company or whatever that released. They released it in January 2002, and I guess the band fucking hated it. I don't remember exactly what the problem was for sure on it, but I guess the whole band just fucking hated it, which I love, which I think is hilarious. So they probably, I think they re-recorded it or re-filmed it, I should say, on in April of 2002. And what's strange is that I don't even think they released that as a single. But hey, why not have a video for every fucking song? Who gives a shit, right? That's awesome. Let's see. Do you notice I'm gone? Where do you run to so far away? That's my favorite line of this song. I believe that's in the pre-chorus. Far away. Yeah. Yeah, that's in the pre-chorus. So, and then song number 3 is Postscript. P.S. Postscript. This is actually the first Finch song I ever heard. Somewhere along the line, there was I got like a mix CD. Back in the day. This was released 18 years ago. So I mean, I still make mix CDs because I'm stuck in. I suppose if there wasn't CDs, I'd still be doing cassettes. So. Now people share playlists. Well, playlists used to be on this little disc called the compact disc. Wow, now I'm getting a very CD elite on it. I'm a CD elitist, damn it. But anyways, I first heard of Finch on a mix CD. I don't actually remember a whole lot of what was on it. Bunch of cool shit, I think, for the most part. But Finch, this song was on it, and I fell in love with it right away because it had like a harmonic opening lead riff. That's how the song started, with these really neat harmonic things on the guitar, and then all of a sudden it got heavy. Not chug heavy, but like super big heavy. So yeah, the harmonic opening lead line caught me right away for sure. Then this has got like some syncopation in the guitar rhythms as well as in the drums. If you heard the last podcast about Helmet, you will have learned that is one of the biggest things I take away from that, as well as I'm a giant fan of it. So I really love I love that kind of work. There's guitar leads all over this song, which really isn't as indicative to this album. There's tons of guitar leads, but a lot of times they're out of the way. You know, most of the guitar leads are like when there's no vocals involved or anything, but this one there's leads all over it, which is very different from the rest of the record, I think. You know, there's bits and pieces, but for the most part, this has tons of leads all over it. So this one also has kind of a different arrangement. There's no bridge to it. It goes intro, verse, then a chorus, then like the intro, which is like a pre-verse kind of thing. Verse, chorus, and then into the outro. There's no bridge, and it's pretty much unrelenting the entire time. I mean, in the breakdown, it really does break down. It gets very quiet, and then it explodes towards the outro. It's very neat. And there, in that last part, my favorite line of it is, I'll sacrifice, or no, I'm wrong. In the second verse, I'm sorry. I'll sacrifice forever, please just for tonight. In the whole context of everything, it really works well in how the melody works with the changing of the parts with the guitars and all that stuff. It's really cool. It's really neat. It's definitely one of my top favorite songs, really. I think because it's the first Finch song I heard, and it's super simple and to the point. Like a lot of these songs, not all of them, but a lot of them are pretty simplistic. So I can't complain about that. And then this song bleeds right into Gray Matter. The feedback of postscript, and all of a sudden they play Gray Matter right underneath it, so it just flows right in beneath. At the beginning of Gray Matter, it's definitely up to this point the most aggressive song. In the main vocal in the first part of this song, it's screaming, which there was screaming in the songs prior, but not as a main part. So this is right in your face. It's funny because it starts out with like a real soft, pretty clean guitar, and then all of a sudden it explodes, punches you in the face, and it gets super loud and awesome. And then it's got a little bit of a cleaner pre-chorus where he's singing, but there's still a grit to the voice. And then in the chorus, it's clean. So it's a kind of a juxtaposition of what you normally do, where you'd start off kind of low and then you'd build into into the chorus, but it's kind of the other way around. So pretty neat. It's kind of a strange arrangement. Like I said, with it starting out aggressive and angry, and then it kind of melds down into singing into the chorus. There's a lot of this all over here because you get out of the chorus and then it goes into the second verse where it breaks down using that clean riff from the intro, and it actually sings. There's clean singing to the melody line, and then for like one line it gets aggressive again where he screams, and then it goes back into the pre-chorus and the chorus. It's a very interesting way to put it together, and I like it. It's interesting. It's not formulaic, so you don't know exactly where you're coming or going from. So it keeps you guessing. It's pretty neat. I like it a lot. And then the one thing that's really neat is it starts off with the clean guitar, like I said, and then it ends up on a clean chord. So it's rock, and clean chord at the end. It's almost got like a piano-esque type of thing to it. It's pretty neat. My favorite lyric from this song. This is, "Are you happy? I'll decide. These stories are so old, how they match your eyes." It's one of my favorite. Like I always pick that line out. I love that line. I think it's a really cool line. I wish I'd sing it, but I'll murder it. But you know, it's, "Are you happy? I'll decide. These stories are so old, how they match your eyes." I don't know. I love that line. And I butchered it, but you know what? There's no music playing, so you can't tell if I'm out of key or not. Hey-o! Next song on the album is "Perfection Through Silence." This is the first use of double kick, and they use it in the it's the intro right away in the song with a super cool lead line, and then they also end up using it as the chorus, because the intro, I believe, is the chorus line too. So there's a double kick through the whole chorus section of the song. It's the first time that you get like a straight, you know, I'm sure there's triplets and whatnot all over it, but yeah, you know, so it's a cool part. You know, it's the only part that you see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read things on here. I'm stupid. I can only do 1.5 things, maybe a half thing at a time. So that's why I stopped a little bit talking there. I don't care. Whatever. I'm going to keep rolling. I don't know what's happening. Great chorus in this song, which is over the double kick part, which is really cool. In the first part of the verses, they just have like, it's aggressive drums. So there's like an open hi-hat, but like not a super saturated guitar, and then vocals. So there's no low end in it at all. It's kind of a neat feature, especially when you're coming out of where you're doing the double kick stuff. So it goes right into that. And then everybody joins in the second half of the chorus, which is cool. There's a little bit of programming in the bridge, just little notes and stuff like that. And I think there's a couple little drum parts. So they're progressively more programming as this album goes on. But this is like your first instance of it. So what is that, 5 songs in? And then my favorite line through this song is, "What am I supposed to do? Should I sit, wait for you, listen to me screaming more?" It's, again, out of context. It's a little goofy, but you know, it is what it is. And if you sing it, you'll get it. "Awake" is song number 6. It's got like a really neat kind of twisting guitar line as a start. So there's like tom-tom drums as a tom riff to it. And then there's like just like a twisting kind of guitar lead as the intro. And then once the band kicks in, it's a really neat guitar riff. It's got like a different feel to it. Definitely a different feel from anything that's been on the record so far. It's definitely the darkest song up to this point. Everything's been kind of a little up-tempo. This has definitely got like a mid-tempo. It's the darkest song for sure. Great harmony in the verses. It's not it's not over all the verses, or, you know, the verse lines, but in like the second and fourth line, stuff like that, it's overall that. So it's a really neat kind of sprinkling of sugar on there, if you will. He uses a different like rhythmic kind of timing going into the chorus, which is neat, because he runs in, he like jumps the chorus. He leads from the verse to the chorus, but it's in a different feeling way. Like it comes in like at the I don't know. It's like the and of 4 rather than like right on 4 or waiting till right on 1. It's just a neat thing that you probably wouldn't even notice. And I've heard the song a million times and not necessarily noticed it. I knew it was happening, but I wasn't like breaking down the songs as I was trying to, this is the first time I've taken notes on actually listening through the songs. I've listened to the songs a bunch. I listened to a bunch this week, kind of gearing up for this. But I didn't get a chance to write notes till this morning, actually. So it is what it is. It's all good. There's a little bit more drum programming on the bridge here. They waited for the bridge. Just a couple of snare rolls, working in stereo with the real drums, and then the breakdown in this song is amazing. Super loud, super loud, and then it gets really quiet, like breaks down to hardly anything, and then I hope that looks as hilarious on video as I feel it looks, because it just gets giant. My favorite line in this is taking with arms wide open, longing for sleep again. When he's singing this song, he gets really aggressive on wide and then longing. Again, out of context. Hey, words. It doesn't make necessarily a lot of sense, but in the the whole gist of stuff, it does then. Let's see here. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta look something up here. Not gonna happen. That's all right. Oh well. Trying to fix some things on the Twitch stream, but it's not necessarily working that way, so that's all right. It is what it is. It's all good. Then a great outro to Awake. Now I'm awake at the end there, but it's out of context. Without You Here's the next one. This is like an emo, more of an emo song. Clean, soft intro. They mix real drums with more programmed drums here, so the programming's coming a little bit more in this song. Then a big chorus, just a giant chorus. Obviously, it's catchy as shit, just like pretty much everything on this record was. Just sing along chorus the whole time. One thing that I notice is in the verses, there's like, he does interesting like vocal pauses in it where he takes like a complete line off, it feels, and then comes back with another line. He could have very well put another line in there, but maybe he felt it was rushed or whatever. I don't know, but it's kind of a neat thing where he let the song breathe and then came back. Maybe it's just because the chorus is so big. I don't know. It just, who knows how it just felt good. It feels good, sirs. So can't fuck with that, man. This song has just a giant like emotional bridge. Like you feel shit when you listen to the song. You feel shit for sure. I mean, you should feel shit in every song, but this one, it gets you. I believe it really fucking gets you. Part of it is I've waited till it's over. It's over now. Listen to the song. It really is just a giant thing. And how his voice is cracking kind of through it. He's kind of screaming it and singing it. It's very dirty in the voice. It just comes across and it punches you in the feels, man. Punches you in the feels. But it's an amazing part. It's an amazing song. What's neat about the bridge in this is the bridge and the chorus are the same. So the bridge gets giant with crashy cymbals, and then when it transfers back into the chorus, it still has the same cymbal. So all the music is doing exactly the same thing. It's just the vocals change it. And they are completely different lines. So it's pretty neat how they do that. And then it does like a classic fade out, you know, which is something that obviously doesn't get done very often anymore, you know. So it's a neat little production trick there for sure. Stay With Me is the next song. This is like a more of a straight up pop punk kind of song. I love the intro to this song. This is one of those really catchy, simple songs that I just love. There's no fat on this song at all. The chorus and the intro are the same. There's harmonies on the verse. Just a really catchy chorus. Just a neat simple song. There's a sing-along bridge of the whoa, whoa. A neat thing. That's one of the things that has ran into my music at some point in life. There's a couple really neat, catchy lines to this song. One is in the second verse. Once again, your eyes make it hard to ask you why, so I sit here knuckles tight. I always thought that was a really neat line. And then there's another part. It's super fucking catchy. It's like in the I can't remember if it's in the... No, it's not in the outro. It's in like the bridge section. It's stay with me, cigarettes in open air, hand in hand. And I said, stay with me, because every star that I see is brighter than the last. So really, just a pretty part, but it's super catchy when it's sung, and I'm already murdering people's ears with me singing. So I am not going to sing anymore on this. Well, I don't guarantee that. I probably will sing more, but I just won't sing that line, even though it is one of my favorite lines on the whole record. I'll spare you on that one. And then I definitely won't sing the next song, Project Mayhem. I don't know if they got that from Fight Club, or if it just happened to share the same thing or whatever, but it is fucking chaos. It's definitely the most chaotic song on the record. It's the most hardcore song on the record. It is fucking bananas. And it might be one of the craziest songs I may have heard, because it's just aggressive, fucking intense. There's screaming all fucking over it, and then there's a little bit of singing. There's like a little break, and then back to screaming. At about 125, there's a little bit of like programming introduced in the breakdown, and this will be significant if you know the song, or when I explain it to you, because it goes back into craziness for a bit. And then at about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, the song changes basically to mostly programming. It becomes kind of like, I don't know if a techno song is the right thing to it, but like you can tell there's like sampling of the guitar. There's good sampling of the guitar work, different lines. And then there's just aggressive vocals and screaming over it. So I don't know if they recut them or just, placed them. I'm assuming they may have placed them on there. But it kind of reminds me of something like Refused would do, where it's like on that record, The Shape of Punk to Come, or something like that. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. There's a lot of like techno-ish elements to it or whatever. This feels like something that they might have done. And I don't remember when that record came out, if that was before this or after this. I can't quite remember. But it feels like something that they would do, because it's still chaotic, but in a different way over techno beats, I guess, if that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't. So this gets kind of, in my opinion, gets a little bit played out because I mean, like the song is crazy for about 2 minutes, and then it does this for another like 3.5. So when it's all over it, so I don't know, it gets a little long in the tooth for me, but you know, I'd be actually okay with it just being chaotic for 2 minutes, but that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. My favorite part of favorite lyric on here is, "Now don't misunderstand me. I never meant to create you, only mayhem." So that encapsulates the chaos of the song for sure. And then it goes in a song called Untitled. I fucking love this song. This is one of my favorite songs on this record for sure. And it seems as every band, whatever, that has a song called Untitled, I fucking like it a lot. My friends 20 Watt Tombstone have a song called Untitled. That's like one of my favorite songs of theirs. I'm sure there's tons of them, and I always seem to fucking like them. But they never release them as singles, which it kind of feels like this song should have been a single, but that's okay. We're 18 years past the point, so I guess it is what it is. Like I said, this is one of my favorite songs on this record. It's got a great intro. They use the chorus as the intro, but what's cool on this is they have the one guitar on like the left side, let's say. I can't remember if it's left or right, doesn't matter. And then that'll play like a couple passages, and then the guitar on the right comes in and mimics it. And then when the whole band comes together, it just, you know, it explodes into greatness. Guitar lead lines and all sorts of shit. Super cool. There's tom drums in the verse, and there's like a little bit of distortion on the vocals, just a little bit to differentiate it a little bit, and then a great fucking chorus. Super cool. The lead lines in the intro are still in the chorus. It's a whole part, and it kind of accentuates the melodies. It definitely doesn't fight them one bit. It's really cool. I like it a lot. This is my call. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? And if I fall, will you be there to catch me? It's a really neat part. I want to sing it, but I won't. Or will I? No, I won't. I'll leave it alone. I really love the guitar work on this the record, of course, but definitely this song. And then super quiet breakdown again. I mean, it comes into almost being, you can almost hear a pin drop. Gets very small. Then it slowly builds, and then it gets really fucking aggressive towards the end into the outro. Really neat. A great song. It is really one of my favorite songs on this whole thing, so I can't complain about that. 3 Simple Words is the next song. It's dark, and you will, if you haven't heard the song, you'll realize how dark it is when I tell you what my favorite line is of the song. But it's like a pop punk song, but there's definitely a tinge of darkness to it, for sure. It's got a good chorus to it, you know, just like pretty much all of them. One thing that's really neat that I noticed in this song is they do 2 verses back to back. So the first 2 verses, there's a little bit of a break between them, and then another verse, which is not something that they had done, I don't think, to this point, and after this, I don't think anything like that happens again. Then it comes with a 3rd verse after the first chorus. So as a songwriter, I always find it, for some odd reason, very difficult to have a 3rd verse in a song. And I don't know, it's probably just like because Finch at this point in their career was very good at being very concise with the verses and the parts. So maybe Maybe mine just end up being a little bit more long in the tooth or whatever. I'm not sure. But third verse in the after the first chorus. And then there's a lot of dark imagery that happens in this song. The verses aren't super dark, but they have definitely a dark tinge to them. This is where it starts getting dark in the bridge, from bridge into the outro and stuff like that. And then the other thing before I say what my favorite line is there's a cool mixture of screaming and singing in the choruses, especially at the end where they're singing the main line, but then they're screaming another line behind it. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat part. And my favorite line to the chorus, or to the song, which is pretty much from the bridge all the way through the out, is "With my hands around your neck, who will stop me now?" So that's fucking dark, bro. That is fucking dark. That's just, that's just saying I'm going to kill you and no one's going to stop me, Holy shit. Fucking dark. At that point, don't piss that guy off, apparently. That's all right. Okay, the next song is called Ender. Now, you would think that this is the end of the album. And with the song that's 13 minutes, 28 seconds, you 99 out of 100 times would guess correctly. This is not one of those times. But the thing is so long that you forget about the title track that comes after it. It is a really neat song. The reason it's 1328 is because, the main part of the song does go quite a bit, but then there is like a hidden song. Again, when the age of albums and stuff like that, you would put hidden songs on records just because it was fun. You did it. So this isn't different. You have it's already a long song, which is typically what a closer is. Epic. You do some things that you may not have been able to do on the rest of the record. And then it goes a long time where you don't hear shit. And then all of a sudden you start hearing stuff again. And then another song happens. Well, this is really cool. This is definitely indicative of all those things. The song starts with programmed drums, and then a clean guitar. It's very delicate. A couple lines through, then the singing starts. Beautiful melody. You feel the song for damn sure. The level doesn't change through the first two verses and choruses. Stays exactly the same. Just as far as like the drums don't change, the feel of the guitar doesn't change. It's very low key. And then you can kind of feel it building. And then at the end of that second chorus, it explodes. Comes way up. The whole band comes in. And then the song continues where he does another verse and a chorus, sings it over again, only more power. I can't remember if there's harmonies or not right off the top of my head. Goes into a bridge. It's a fantastic song. And it's an outro song for sure. It totally feels like an outro song. Piano gets introduced, maybe strings, but I think it's a guitar still. I believe it's a guitar line, but it has like a string feel to it. and then about 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're going epic here. All the guitars fade out, feedback. There's little guitar lines going on, but it goes back to that drum program. And it just kind of fades out. And it gets less and less and less and less. So it goes for quite a while. My favorite line out of this is, grasping our hands together, we feel we are all one result. It's a pretty neat line. You know, this is actually the first time I think I actually looked up the lyrics to it. So it's pretty neat stuff. And then it fades out like a hidden song. And then weird shit happens. It's like a weird techno-y, goofy fucking hidden song. I don't know. And it holds out for a long time before it actually comes back in. So, and then it goes goofy. So this would normally be where the song, the album ends. But Finch being assholes, no, they're not assholes, I'm kidding, but Finch being Finch and being different and being awesome. No, we're not done here. We got one more song. And it's the title track. It is What It Is The Burn. God damn, what a fucking song. And if you don't give it time, if you don't realize that there's one more song, you probably are going to fucking miss it, which is the goofiest fucking shit ever. Because goddamn, what a song. This is the single that they put out. This is pretty much like, if people know Finch, they know What It Is The Burn. This is like their song, you know? And it's after just this already epic hidden song. But you got these little, it sounds like strings. I'm sure it's just keys. Dun, 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 dun. And then Shy Birds. What a fucking intro. Jesus Christ. Punches you right in the fucking face. Giant right away. Right out of the gate. Just fucking giant. Super great fucking lead. Jeez. Then it backs off the intensity just a little bit in the verse. Yeah, you have to. You know, you can't go balls deep. Talking about balls deep. We're talking about balls deep. Well, that went weird. So you back off the intensity a little bit in the verse. You have to. It's just a neat texture to it. And then the chorus comes back in. You know, uses the same line, the guitar lines as the intro. You know, that's the chorus. That's one thing that they do, is they use the chorus as an intro quite a bit. And what I've done plenty of times over my musical career, for sure. I try to find different ways to do it. But a lot of times it leads back to that, because that a lot of times is the most catchy, heaviest part, a lot of times, you know, in the chorus. So, what great line. Like a bad star, I'm falling faster down to her. She's the only one who knows what it is to burn. Fuck. What a great chorus line. And it's catchy as all fucking hell, too. And the one part, one of my absolute favorite parts, favorite lyrics in the whole record, is at the end of the second verse, where it says, "So tell me, what's the price to pay for glory?" You know, so tell me, what's the price to pay for glory? Yeah, I was going to sing. You know, and then into the chorus. Giant fucking chorus. And then it goes into the bridge, or, you know, the breakdown, and it breaks down. It goes real, you know, pin drop, quiet again. And then just explodes back into it's the chorus riff, but not the chorus melody. You know, just keep screaming, "Shy Birds, Shy Birds." And then it goes back into the chorus, and then they introduce fucking strings in the last chorus to make it even more giant. How the fuck? That's amazing. You know, there's great harmonies in the last chorus. Just made that thing just fucking huge. What a great goddamn song. Really. I mean, what an amazing song. I still think Postscript is probably my favorite song, but that has a different, that gives me a different emotional thing. You know, that's the first Finch song I ever heard, and I loved it right away. But goddamn, this is the home run of the. It's a very, very strong album, but this is definitely the home run song. You know, this is the one that, you know, people know Finch and are going to know Finch for. You know, what a great ending, you know, and to have your single as the ending song on your record is definitely all different. You know, most of the time it's the first song or the second song. There's tons of records that are like the first couple of songs on the record are the singles, you know, and then there's a lot of times where the other songs get buried, you know, because you hear the lead singles of 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it may be, and then the rest of the record gets forgotten or something like that. You know, this isn't it. They gave you the whole thing, and then the cleanup hitter comes at the end and just fucking nails it. You know, what a great song. Nate, the lead singer, said he said that this song is a concept about a letter written from hell, and he finds everything is not good, and he writes to his muse, you know, whether it be you know, guy, girl, whatever, but he's writing a letter from hell. This is what hell looks like, you know. Loudwire, this was on their list of one of the best hard rock songs of the 21st century. Totally get it. It feels weird to be on a hard rock list, but I guess it kind of can be. You know, I wouldn't call Finch hard rock for sure, but at the same time, that is a broader net. Because this is a song that probably shouldn't be under any net. It's just a great fucking song. So whatever the great fucking song net is, it should be in that net rather than, you know, this would be like a post-hardcore song, but then that's in the rock, blah, blah, blah. It gets very convoluted. It's just a great fucking song on a great fucking record. Definitely one of my favorite records. I learned how to scream listening to this record. When I first joined 215, which I've gone through on a bunch of podcasts and stuff, you know, I would sing. I sang in previous bands, but I couldn't scream at all. So I figured I should probably learn how to scream. It would help. So I learned how to scream listening to Finch. I mean, it took a long time, but I would blast it in my car, and I learned how to scream like Nate Barkalow. And that's how I learned how to scream. It took a lot of time. It took probably 9 months of every day, damn near, you know, hurting myself and all that kind of stuff. Trying to figure out the technique, but I got it. And it was all listening to this album, especially What It Is to Burn. I figured out What It Is to Burn kind of ends up being on, like, if I have like a warm up, like mix or whatever, you know, like if you're trying to warm up for a performance, What It Is to Burn is like the end, because those vocals are very high for me. So if I'm able to hit those, I know I'm warmed up for sure. But the thing is like there's a lot of push, at least for me, on this song. So it's like I get tired. So if I'm listening to songs and this comes on, I'm not singing the next song. Whatever it comes on to be, you're singing in your car or whatever. This one, because I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm tapped out. But Finch is definitely has that where in my vocal warm up, if I, maybe not this song. This, like I said, you don't want to get tired when you're trying to warm up. But I put on a Finch song, and if I can hit those vocals, then I know that I'm going to be all right for singing and screaming and stuff like that. So I definitely learned how to scream from listening to this record. My friend Ben and I, who were in a band called Breathe the Silence, rest in power to Ben. He passed away last year. But we were in a band called Breathe the Silence, and this is definitely one of the records that we connected with. When we met or whatever, you talk about music, and then he talks about Finch and be like, yeah, I know Finch. There's a bunch of stuff, 4 Year Strong. We connected on that. And then he also showed me a lot of music too. So there's a lot of stuff that I learned, that I listened to today, that I'm indebted in him for showing me. So I wish he was still here, but in Breathe the Silence, Finch was definitely a giant influence on our songwriting style. How the vocals were done, especially as that band evolved more. We had some members in and out, and then when Ben and I took over like kind of the main vocals, we had he did most of the main vocals, but I did some. And then our buddy Jordan, who has the Sold Out Media podcast, shout out to Joe Bradley there. He's the man. I was on his show at the end of last year, and he was the one that finally gave me enough confidence or whatever to start doing a podcast. I wanted to do a podcast forever. You listen to my previous shows on either Anchor.fm or watch them on YouTube or whatever. You'll get where all that came from. So Jordan was in the band, and we did a lot of stuff that was definitely influenced by Finch. It was all over it. So Finch holds a special place in my heart, not only for the great album, and then they had Say Hello to Sunshine was after this, and then they broke up. I actually only, I think, listened to Say Hello to Sunshine once, and it's definitely different than What It Is to Burn. Leading up into listening to Finch songs for doing this podcast, I did come across some of those songs from Say Hello to Sunshine. I was like, fuck, this is different for goddamn sure, but it is still cool. So I definitely have to go back and listen to that record. I think it was one of those things where I got it, listened to it, and was like, oh, well, this isn't What It Is to Burn, even though, why would it be? Yeah, I think I was probably expecting that Finch, and then got a different Finch and was like, what the hell? But I definitely want to go back and listen to that for sure. That would definitely be cool. So I do have it. I'm going to watch it. Jesus. Listen to it again and give it another chance, because it definitely deserves it. So this has been the episode for today. What It Is to Burn by Finch, 2002. If I haven't came across enough, this is one of my, it definitely influenced me. Continues to, and it will continue to for sure. I don't know if my Twitch thing is still going on, but the podcast version will be coming out soon. Hopefully, the video coming. Hopefully, that came out halfway decent. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works, but at least I'll have the podcast version coming out relatively soon. So, definitely appreciate it, everybody. Like I said, go to at Podcast on My Monitor on Facebook and Instagram. You get all the happening going on there. Find the links, all that kind of stuff. Anchor.fm/podcast on my monitor. That'll point you to the podcast wherever, whichever podcast platform you use. iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. I don't know, iTunes. No, that's not. Oh, Apple Podcasts now. All that happy shit. At the Johnny Ruckus will get you on all the same stuff too. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Let's see here. YouTube, you'll just have to search, can I get more podcasts on my monitor or podcast on my monitor? I'm not bigwig enough to have my own URL on that one yet, and it's very convoluted. So you can find it on all the socials and stuff like that and get you there, or just search for it. Channels, podcast on my monitor. So you'll be able to find it. I was on Twitch here. I don't know, again, if it's going live still or not. I don't know if it worked, but it's the maiden voyage. So if it didn't work, oh well, I'll get it figured out. That's twitch.tv/the Johnny Ruckus. So this has been Can I Get More Podcasts in My Monitor? I am Johnny Ruckus, and I appreciate it. We'll see you. Have a good time. Bye now.